Good morning, everyone. Today is November the 9th, and this is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. We're taking a look at the week in motion, watching it develop. Now let's take a look at this just in terms of raw price. Remember, as someone that is very active in the market, your thought processes should be focused dramatically around price alone. What do we do when price comes in to a certain level? What are the traders doing? The more that you can turn these candlesticks into evidence of what people are doing, then you'll get a better grasp on what's going on. So let's have a look at what's happened during the week. So last week, we gave up every bit of the gains that we got from, well, not every bit. We still got this gapping a little bit, but we filled the gap with motion. And then we started this week, came in and held this level. So this level near 375 is coming up on a third week where it might have tested it, but it doesn't fail. So it tells us there's a group of buyers sitting right under there. And so that should be a support zone. When you see price come in close to those areas, you can say, you know what? I think I might be able to buy something over here, right? And your risk will be small. So that happened yesterday. Chart absolutely faded. We had the crypto blow up. That is some kind of shenanigans. Probably more shoes to drop in that arena. Not to be discussed here because we're just a little bit of market action going. And so here's what I want you to do. The process that you're seeing me go through, you can use for any chart, at any space, in any time, in any market. And I know I say that over and over again, but what I want you to focus on is the simplicity of understanding what happens at price action events. Okay, so here we are. It came in. Now, it didn't come in all the way to 375 and some change. It came in just shy of that 376 area. And of course, it was sitting on the charts in the first place, which should tell you, hey, listen, I need to put an alert on these numbers that she's talking about, because when they come in, something's going to happen. They're either going to succeed breaching, which they did in the early part of the day. Just a great big move up into this candle formation, and then it stopped right at about that 75% range of the prior week, because remember, yellow is the week. And so here we are at that 75% range. It comes right in there. So when does this say to you, you know, I need to take some profit if I'm long? As soon as it starts losing this area, remember, traders come in and they look to the left. All right, what's going on here? The second it loses 384 again, you're out from your long. So you could have gone from all the way down here to all the way up here and pulled yourself off in that space. Volatility makes it very difficult to do this with options as price action gets very messy, but you can do it if you're just staring it down. Okay, so that being said, what's on the docket today? So this is yesterday's motion, our blue range, and we are now underneath the halfway event for Tuesday's range. What does that tell us? Well, it tells us that traders are looking for support. Now, where might they look for support? They're going to look for support at the last place that was either old support or the last place that was either old resistance, right? And so that's this area here at 379. Now notice, look at how many times we lose this area. I hear traders say all the time, you know, once a level's lost, that's it, nothing to... I would tend to disagree with that. Levels that are important will get tested over and over and over and over and over and over again. And how they respond to that pricing really is a function of what is the overall market trend. And so right now, intraday, we have buyers coming in at this region. It is the 25% range of the motion of yesterday. and it is the 50% range of the week. Now notice, we've only had 2 days, and we went from the bottom of the closing area of last week almost all the way to the top. So that's an outsized move. We want to pay attention to that. It's natural to expect a little bit of a fade. It's going to come in, hold this region, and then try to move up. So what are the traders fighting about today? What's the big takeaway? The big takeaway is the following. They're trying to hold upside pressure. And that upside pressure is really going to be above this 382 to 383 range. Down here, they're trying to hold support. If it comes into the level and it loses it, get out immediately. Why? Because you have no idea what direction this chart's going to go in. It is sideways. If you say, I don't like that, I'm going to let it run a little bit, my thought would be, well, if you want to let it run a little bit, why don't you just wait until it comes all the way lower so you don't get stopped out and you can go through the motions again, right? My thought is always, what's the best bet? Now, if you do buy it at that ledge and it holds, which it did on the 30-minute, but it gets into this area and begins to fade, you've got to take some profit. Remember, all these traders are doing is going from support to resistance back to support. It is a very messy patch right now. We're still in the middle of election whatevers, but at the end of the day, as soon as this fleshes out, we should see more upside pressure. The one thing to look for is the following. We could have additional fallout from this FTX business because of other banks / hedge funds being potentially leveraged sitting around in there. So if you're thinking about longs, don't expect that, hey, listen, it's just going to hold support. I suspect that we have quite a bit of sideways motion ahead, just like we did yesterday. Look for the deep edges to hold support. Those are going to be the best places for you to find buying pressure. And if the buying pressure doesn't show up, get out of Dodge. Easy peasy. If you think there's selling pressure, get to the bounce of resistance, take your trade, and if you start seeing higher lows, bring your stop in and take some profit. All right, I know kind of a long one today, but really mechanically, I do these videos to actually help you take the information and go back to your own charts, right? I'm not particularly courting the trader that says, just tell me where the levels are, all right? I want to help you get to the space where you understand price well enough to really figure out what's going on. All right, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.